Welcome back to Football Kings. Unfortunately, I'm the only one today, but would run the stream. Kingsley is on the road. Let's keep it like that. Today has really been, I'll say, I don't know if to say depressing, right? Not just for every. Yesterday we during our predictions we said I mentioned that two teams will drop points. That's what I said yesterday. Two of those top four teams are going to drop points, and it's going to be sad, right? Chelsea's draw was horrible. You talk about Liverpool's draw was horrible. Arsenal's loss was bad. Then after the Liverpool's draw, obviously you have Mo Salah's interview, right? And I know many Liverpool fans have been saying, especially Kingsley, have been saying that you can't really drop a superstar, right, or someone that big. But at the same time, I don't know, his form has not really been good. So you just talk about how do you defend him. But let's just say SSB welcome, Docas welcome. Let's just say Kingsley is not in yet. I don't know if he will be joining the stream, but he's on the road. So um let me just go through let's go through Salah's statements. Let's go to Salah's statement. We'll get our reaction, right? So this is a game where obviously Liverpool played 3-3 draw, right? Kingsley is on the road. So Liverpool played 3-3 draw, right? And they interviewed him. So that's the question. Why are you interviewing Mo Salah? I'm thinking that media just wanted to get something. And he just, I don't know. I don't know if he fell for it or he was angered because he didn't come on. But okay, let's go to before we read Mo Salah's statement, let's go to Arne Slot's post match, right? They asked him about Mo Salah, right? And he said, we need to accept the situation we're in, right? Oh, he's been in three, like the journalist asked him, he's been on the bench for 3 games. And he's like, yes, he's been on the bench, but we need to accept the situation we're in currently. I brought him on last game because I felt we needed a goal. But in this game, we did not need a goal. That's why I didn't bring him on. That was at 3-2. At 3-2, I felt like we needed to control the game and see how they win. We didn't need like extra goals. So that was the reason for not bringing on Salah, right? So, and Salah makes this statement, he say like he feels like um if he felt like many like the club have thrown him under the bus. He also suggested that someone wanted him to take the blame, right? He also stated that they asked him about his relationship with the manager, right? He said, oh, he had a relationship with the manager before, but now he doesn't believe there's no relationship between I and the manager, and someone doesn't want me at the club. Someone doesn't want me in the club. They also asked him, is he the sporting director? Right? And he says, oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't really, that they should not put word in his mouth, but he doesn't really know. And so they asked him, they asked him if he's played his last game for Liverpool. He's hinted that for the upcoming match against Brighton, that might be he doesn't know because it's football, right? That might be his last game before the African Cup of Nations, right? He said, oh, he also claimed that the club had not kept promises made during the summer regarding his contract and playing time. Imagine that. He said the club has not kept their promises made during the summer regarding his contract and playing time. He emphasized his contribution to the club and that he feels like he's earned the respect, stating that he should not have to like fight for his position daily. Right? He compared himself with like Erling Haaland and Harry Kane, suggesting that they receive more media protection during dips in form, while he has to defend himself from media and fans. Yes, so that's it, right? I don't know how Liverpool fans are feeling. We knew this day was coming. It's always like that, where you suddenly drop him. The manager has the balls to drop him, but you talk of Maybe it was in his contract that he plays every single game, even if it's rubbish. Do you get what I'm saying? I put the link in the chat. If anyone wants to call in, I'm alone in the studio today. If anyone wants to call in, we'll have a chat and talk. Right. So I don't know. I don't know how Liverpool fans are feeling. Like Liverpool fans on the live, let me know how you are feeling, right? To me personally, I'll give my own take on the whole situation. I just feel like it's 3 games, right? I know Salah is looking at it from a point of, oh, it's like an embarrassment being on the bench. But are you putting the so that's the big question now. Are you putting yourself before the club? Do you get what I'm saying? Are you putting yourself before the club? Look at the in the okay, what does in the Kyla report say? In the Kyla, I'll pull out now in the Kyla report on Mo Salah. So the big question is: are you putting yourself right before the club? So that's the big question. And come on, players, uh, you can be on the bench. So what? The thing is that when you are given the opportunity to play, you play your heart out, right? Not that you start making a fuss and you start crying like a baby. I don't know. I just feel like it's too early because probably the next game or even the Champions League game, when you guys have the Champions League game, he'll probably play. But it's up to the African Cup of Nations, so we don't know about that. Yep, and I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like it was too early. I don't know how Liverpool fans are feeling. So I'm just opening the in the Kyla's blog. He said Mo Salah has not asked to leave. Emergency meeting tomorrow. LFC could make a statement after tonight's events. Slot not involved in Salah saga. Edward and Hughes want to maximize the sale of Salah. Wow, Gerard ready to step in as a temporary manager. Are they trying to sack him? Are they trying to sack him, saying Slot would be gone? Wow. Yeah, so that's it. Slot will be gone. Salah sold in January, and Gerard in as temporary manager until they find a coach. What if Salah is the front man for the team? What if the rest of this team feel this way? Chevy,
What's up?
Chevy. Good, good, good,
Yeah,
good,
can
good.
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah. What's up now?
Yeah, so I'm good. How you guys doing today?
Good, good, good. Are you following this Mo Salah statement?
Yeah, I saw it. I'm not surprised because it's almost like the whole
Mm,
Ronaldo thing with Ten Hag. Do you understand? When
exactly.
Ten Hag came, said
Mm,
Ronaldo has to prove himself, you know.
mm,
So it's the same thing. It goes back to the same thing it goes back to the same thing that I mentioned like few live streams ago. Everybody, the entire team has been like playing badly. Salah feels like he has been thrown under the bus.
mm.
I was telling, what was I saying? When I was saying it's 50%, slot, 50%
Yes,
player.
and
And I
feel
said,
the players. Yeah.
yeah, and I mentioned, if you remember, I was saying Salah and Van Dijk have not been good enough. A whole lot of people have
Even
been having
even Gakpo
eyes.
too has not been good. Konate have not been
Yeah,
good.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
no, no,
right?
no. The thing is, there's a certain standard that Liverpool fans expect from, Alisson,
From
Van
Salah.
Dijk,
Yeah, from these guys.
Salah.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Mm,
There's a
yeah.
certain standard that they expect from this guy. Salah honestly has not been that standard. Van Dijk has not been that
Mm,
standard. Alisson, you can say injury, whatever, but he has also not been as good as, normal Alisson. So I can excuse Alisson. So now, this is where
mm,
the problem comes with. Kingsley has always been saying, bench Salah, bench
mm,
Salah, bench Salah. Which, okay, cool,
mm,
no problem. Mm. Benching Salah the last 2 games, the last 3 games, okay, you guys won one. you
And
drew
row
to.
two.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this whole saga is not something from 3 matches ago. I feel like
Mm.
him sitting on the bench for 3 matches is not the reason why he came out to this. I feel like it's something that has been brewing. I feel like he feels like
Mm.
he mentioned he name dropped Karaga. He said he knows Karaga is going to call him out because it's becoming a situation where you know they are calling him out. When there's somebody behind there that are meant to call out, Van Dijk has been there. I don't know how Liverpool fans see Van Dijk as an angel
Yeah,
to their
exactly. Including
football.
Including Kingsley.
I don't
Exactly.
know how I don't know how Van Dijk escapes. It's beyond
Mm.
my imagination how Van Dijk escapes
Yeah.
this
It's
whole
been
thing.
terrible. Terrible.
And
Even
to be very
terrible.
honest,
Yeah.
yeah, and to be very honest, this new crop of players, I feel Ekitike, you guys should have never
Mm.
even bought Isaac, or they should have never even bought Isaac. If Ekitike was going to be performing like this, do you understand? That
Yeah.
money they should have bought some other winger. If he's a right winger,
Yes.
a left
Winger
winger,
and maybe a
yes.
defender or a midfielder.
But Liverpool just wanted to. I feel like it's an ego thing to show that
Mm.
they are one
They
of the
have
top
money.
clubs. They can still
Mm.
not even they have money. It's not about they have money. They can
Mm.
still
Spend money
other
if they
top
want to.
clubs. No, no, no. They can
Mm.
steal other top clubs' best players. Do you understand? It's just like
Okay,
now
okay, okay.
you going to maybe Chelsea, buying a
Mm.
Kupama from you guys, showing you guys that what we can your best player, we can get them, and we can make them want to come to United. I feel like it's just an
Mm.
evil thing. Eketike
Yeah,
already was
yeah,
performing in preseason,
yeah.
even before I think it's called in their community shield or something. He was already
Yes,
showing
yes, yes.
signs.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
already showing signs. If you guys go out and go and buy, someone, a young striker, a backup striker, a
Mm.
winger, invest that money. Now Isaac has come, Isaac has been injured. I'm not even saying you
Mm.
shouldn't have bought bet because I feel like maybe they needed return. But that
Mm.
Isaac just felt like if they had bought Isaac before it could take a cool, no problem. But Isaac having Isaac, I don't know how long with the way Isaac is performing and the way Ekitike is performing. I don't know how
Mm.
long Ekitike will be comfortable being second fiddle. I don't know how long. I'm back to Anislo. So Anislo
Yeah.
definitely has an issue with Salah. It's easier for Anislo to drop Salah than to drop Van Dijk. Even if
Oh
even if
yes,
they
yes.
were
It's more difficult to drop Van Dyke because he's the captain,
yes for him. Yeah,
right?
for him. Yeah.
That's worse. So I feel like maybe Salah is right when he says somebody's throwing me under the bus.
So
Do you get he
I
might
don't feel okay. I'm hearing you, sorry.
not that he's right fully, but there's a
Yeah,
kind of sense behind it in the sense that if
yeah.
we are talking of someone that has been bad, am I the only one that has
Mhm.
been bad? Do you get that
Exactly,
sort of
exactly.
do you understand?
Yeah,
Like you said,
exactly.
he's not the only one that has been bad.
Yeah. The
Do you
entire
get what
team
I'm saying?
has
Yes,
been
they've been
poor. Like
bad. Most of the
it's
Liverpool players have been bad. Then why is it
it's the
only
same.
Salah that drops to the bench?
Yeah, yeah. It's the same thing where I'm a United fan. I know more things about United. Internal things about
Mm,
United. It's the same thing where
mm,
I was telling people. Because to be very honest,
mm,
this weekend with the match that United drew, I just said, what, I'm tired. Let them sack
mm,
Amorim. Why? Not because I don't feel like it's good enough. I just feel like
mm,
I have had enough. I'm done with hearing Amorim is the issue as an
mm,
excuse
mm, mm,
because I can bet my house rent on it. Another manager
mm.
comes play 4-4-3 or 4-2-3-1, any
And
other
still the
variation
same
of football,
problem.
and
Same
these
problem.
players cannot still make a 2 meter pass, cannot still keep
Yes.
composure, cannot still
Mm-hmm.
finish chances. I
Yeah.
feel like these things are not like some things happening on the pitch that
Mm,
even you yourself.
mm,
I wouldn't say you're the most athletic person, but there's some things that you see and you be like, this thing is very easy, something you can do now.
mm,
That a footballer that is being paid cannot do these things. Sometimes
mm,
some decisions that footballers take in the
mm,
football pitch, you question, you know, their
mm.
decisions. But back to Salah. So the reason why I was saying
Yeah.
Salah is right and Salah is wrong, I feel like Salah is wrong, coming out like
Mm.
that. It's the same situation with Ronaldo. Ronaldo did an entire interview. But Ronaldo
Yeah, yeah.
was mainly, I feel like Ronaldo's own was more valid in the sense that
Yes, yes. He
Ronaldo
had
never
more
even had
reason to
a,
come out. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, he had more reason to come out to, go all
Yeah.
out. But I feel like
Mm.
Salah wants to just say his own thing before AFCON.
Yeah, he wants to get like
Yes,
you
to get
are
him
like
out.
saying, I'm here, I'm here, I'm a boss also.
Yes,
Do you get
no,
what I'm
I feel
saying?
like Salah knows that. Salah knows that if he goes to AFCON and Liverpool performs or gets better, people are going to move on
If he
beyond.
if
And
if
that
he goes
that
to where
AFCON, Liverpool performs better. hmm, People are going to label Salah as the problem with the team, and they're going to move on
mm,
past him.
yeah,
Salah is
yeah.
literally the only person going to AFCON in Liverpool's team right now. If I'm wrong, if I'm not wrong,
Mm. You say he's the only one getting what?
going to AFCON in the Liverpool squad.
They're not clear very well. I don't know if it's just me.
Eh,
Someone is saying, I say, ask Chevy if he's seen similarity between Slot and Ten Hag. Do you see any
Oh
similarity
yeah,
between
I
them?
can see. Firstly, there are similarities. They are both bowed now, so similarities there already. So
Is that there's
secondly,
similarity? They are both bad.
yes, yeah, yeah, they are both bowed. To be very honest, but
Oh, they
secondly,
are both
secondly,
bad. Okay, okay.
secondly, I don't
Mm.
know. I don't think Slot is as hard-headed as
Like
as
slots,
what do they
right?
call it? Yes, like
Like
Slot,
than like
like
wait.
Ten Hag.
Okay, yes. Okay, so you feel Ten Hag is more stubborn than slots
Oh my God, Ten Hag is not stubborn. Anthony was playing the worst horrendous football in this world, and he didn't
in
still
his
play a
life.
man. Yes, he didn't still play a
That's
man.
true.
He played
That's true.
a Olsen boy, one boy from our academy, ahead of a
Yes.
man. For
Why?
some
That
reason,
was
like
that
if
was weird.
that was really crazy. Like even I've forgotten who was our assistant coach then. I think it
Mm,
was it Carrie or someone that
mm.
had to cheer up this. And do you know the funniest thing is Hamad was literally the one that saved this job then. Hamad
Yes, yes, you
scored against
remember. Yes, he was
Liverpool.
the one. He was the
Yes,
one.
he was the one that saved his job. Like on, but did that mean he was going to start in the next match? No, he was still getting there.
It's the same thing with the slots, right? Chiesa saves his job. What happens? Nothing. Next match, right? But from what in the Kaila's blog
Yeah.
has he's saying they're saying Mo Salah has not asked to leave. Emergency meeting tomorrow. LFC could make a statement after tonight's event. Slots not involved in Salah's saga, right?
Mm,
So he's not involved. So
yeah.
maybe it's just a genuine from
Do
what
you
from
feel?
his
Do you
post match.
do you
It
feel?
was you said?
Do you feel the issue is the
Hmm.
Liverpool hierarchy are done with Salah? I want to
I
move on
think
past him.
so. Yeah, so Edwards
But,
and Hughes want to maximize the sale of Salah. Gerard is ready to
mm,
step in as a temporary manager. So all this team might just be a money game. So they've probably told him, okay, maybe we're going to sell Salah. And I think Salah has, people say, oh, Salah doesn't have anything in his contract. I think he has something in his contract that makes sure that covers him that he must play. I think it's in his contract,
so
right?
I
I
just
think
I
it's
just
in his
feel like
contract.
I feel
You
like
said?
we've never had Salah bust out like this before. There has to be some reasons why he'll be acting this way. You know, in as much
Yeah,
as I
Salah has
feel like
never
it's
been like this actually. He's always
yeah, I don't,
quiet. He
yeah,
doesn't even
it's
talk.
always yeah, exactly. So Salah coming out to I just feel like maybe. some things, the way I used to tell, there's a guy on my, I have a football group. There's a guy, he's a
Mm,
very big Liverpool fan, but he always says rubbish stuff. Like, there's something he
mm,
always says. That time when Klopp was still the manager, he used to,
mm,
give info, he used to give information like he works
mm.
at, what is Liverpool's training ground? I've forgotten the
Okay,
name.
okay, okay. Yes.
He used to
Is it
give
okay?
info.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just like Carrington for United. He used to say
Okay.
things like he works. We don't know what is happening. To be very honest, we
Mm,
don't know what is
mm.
happening day to day in Anfield. Do you
Yes.
understand?
Yeah. That's
We
true.
we can
Yeah.
just say hearsay. Oh, one player is fighting. They're having
Mm,
issues, but we really do not know the real story. We are
yeah.
working with what
For
we can see.
what we can see media. But you know the funny thing,
Yeah,
it's good you said that because part of Salah's statement was they asked him about the relationship with the manager with
yeah.
Slots, and he said, "Oh, that I and Slots we've had a very good
Good.
relationship
Yeah,
since he came, but now in the last few weeks, we don't
yeah,
have a relationship at all." I'm like, that's really
yeah.
weird, right?
So
So probably
said
they've told. I'm just thinking there's something going on behind the scenes, and probably
SSB
they've
said.
told Slots that we want to sell Salah. It could be
Mm,
we want to sell Salah, and maybe that's why Salah is no more prioritizing him. Because if you look at it at the start of the season, he kept on playing Salah regardless of how bad Salah was or if he was missing chance. He
yeah,
just kept on playing him. Do you get what I'm
yeah,
saying? And suddenly, in
I
the
get
last
you.
3 games, he just keeps him on the bench. It's more or
Yeah,
less like he's not in his plans. Do you
yeah,
see?
yeah.
To me, I find it a
So the
bit
thing,
weird.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So the thing is, like SSB said, he said the fans are backing Salah, and the only reason why I feel like the fans are backing Salah is because Klopp has been doing rubbish
I
from the
can't hear you.
outset.
You are
Let's talk
breaking up
about.
a bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
So I said the only reason why um
Mm,
the fans are backing Salah because SSD said, fans are backing Salah is because Slot is,
mm.
being very like he's not performing. Do you understand? It's
Yes,
not like the
yes,
whole
yes.
team is
That's yeah.
performing and Salah alone individually is not performing. It's not like
Mm,
Isaac is banging in goals or Vest is doing goals and assists. Imagine Vest
mm.
being bought for 120 million and has zero goals and assists in 14 games. That's
It's been
really
average
crazy.
for that amount.
I know
It's
the
been average.
I know the 007, but I've not seen 007 times two before. Man.
Mm,
It's a yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. This is the thing. This is the problem. Exactly. As you said,
mm.
clearly there is a different camp in Liverpool. One, the
Different camps
old
in
guard,
Liverpool.
the
One
Van
camp, the
Dijk,
old guard.
yeah,
Yes, yes. Salah Robertson. Second
who,
camp is the new guard. Viet, Isaac, Frimpong, etc. Third camp is who aligns with the hierarchy. Slots favors. Oh, maybe I
so
think SSB has a point there. He actually
yeah.
has a point, right? So
So
I don't
basically,
know.
Salah, these people he mentioned, Salah is not
Mm,
performing, Van Dijk is not performing, Robertson doesn't
exactly.
even start
Robertson is
anymore.
not performing. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, the new people that came in, to be very honest, if the new people that came in started performing, I feel like
Mm,
one of the things that helps United is the fact that the entire United
mm,
team could be underperforming and Bruno will perform and carry the team.
mm,
Sometimes
mm,
it happens like
mm,
that. But nobody is stepping up. If there's no Eketike in this match,
mm.
Liverpool loses very well.
Yes, yes. Imagine he didn't score that second goal. What we
Yeah,
have been
Eketike is
saying.
the only one stepping up for this squad. Like he's the only one
Yeah,
stepping up for this squad. And there's a problem somewhere. Like I feel like when
yeah.
players are coming to a new team and the old guys are not
Mm,
even doing like old guys, there's going to be
mm,
a problem somewhere. So Liverpool,
yeah,
though, their matter long, though. Their matter is very, very long.
yeah.
I don't
Is
know.
it
I don't know
is
what
it
to
I
say.
don't know, but I just feel like to me, like him, I feel like you said, we don't know what is going on behind the scenes. But do you
Yeah.
think Salah coming out to make the statement is right? I feel like he's done. His career is over at Liverpool. That's what I think. I might be wrong, but that's what I think. So I think.
He knows that. He knows that also, man. He knows that also.
Mm. You said what?
I say he knows that also. He knows that
He knows.
already.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Yes, probably. For him to come out and give a bold statement like that, he's kind of like throwing. He said the club is throwing him under the bus. He's kind of like throwing the club to under the bus. Like, if we
yeah,
want to throw our dirty linens outside, okay, I'm in for that. Let's go do it. Right? So, and he made
yeah,
saying, "Oh, that you never can after the African Cup of Nations. Are you like, would you still be a Liverpool?" We say he never can tell. Like he doesn't know, right? He doesn't know what the club decides, but he's not told the club he wants to go and all those stuff, right? So I don't know. It's remarkable with the 3-3 draw. eh, Unhappy. Chelsea fans obviously unhappy too. Isaiah is saying, I think Slot thinks that if Salah starts starts for Liverpool will lose matches in the West Ham game. He benched Salah and won the game. But Salah came on. Salah came on after some maybe second half. To me, I see there are so many problems with the Liverpool squad, right? Chevy, like you said. But the thing
yeah.
now is you now have to look at it. Out of all these problems, if all the problems are at the same time on the pitch, that's not good. Someone like Gakpo, he doesn't run. Salah doesn't track back, right? You can Viet track back, but you can look at it. Gakpo zone, you can fix Gakpo zone because Gakpo has the pace to track back. Salah does not, right? What they should have done with Salah is to use him as a second striker, right? So in either sense, they didn't really need Isak. Do you get what I'm saying? Because there comes a
Yeah,
time in a
definitely.
player's career where as a winger, it's always a natural transition to move into the striker role because you don't have the
Transition.
legs. You don't have that leg anymore. Salah is 33 years. Let's be honest with ourselves. 33 years, right? You don't expect him to be bombing up and down the pitch. That is not easy, right? So I expected that they should have transitioned him to play maybe like a proper forward, right? Play, make, create for people. He can do that. Is what he's been doing for years, right? Let somebody else stay on the wing, let them find Salah, and he would score, right? AB is saying, I don't have a problem with a Chelsea draw because I know we are a young side and we can't win every game. AB, for that Chelsea game was extremely depressing. The Chelsea game, Chevy, did you watch that game? I'm sure you didn't
Chelsea
watch it.
versus who? Not
You said?
Forest. Is it
No, I
Chelsea
said, did you
for
watch Bournemouth,
Chelsea
Chelsea
Bournemouth?
Bournemouth?
No, no, no.
It was
I'll be
it, it was an extremely depressing game. It was depressing because throughout the game
But
it
they
was on
scored
a
you
knife
guys
edge.
and they removed it.
You said what?
They scored you guys and they removed it now.
They what scored?
You guys conceded and they removed it.
Yes, yes, it was offside.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
They scored us, and it was cancelled, right? Because of it was offside. But at the same time, I don't know. The team just looks disjointed. It doesn't look like if Caicedo is not there in the Premier League, especially, we just look weak in the middle. Where there was really nothing happening. That game could still be going on now, and Chelsea would not still score. So this game we didn't score. Against Leeds, we drew blank, right? That's two games in a row. Guys, let's like this live and subscribe if you are new. So back to Liverpool. I don't know. Their next game is Brighton, right? The big question now is, do they even beat Brighton? And the way Slot is talking, Slot, I don't know. He just, he has that look of a manager that maybe he's giving up and maybe he's ready to even move on. Do you get what I'm saying? Because he gave the excuse of, oh, we a team that scores 2-0. I feel like we should be good enough, right? to keep a 2-0 lead. But what happens is we give out a penalty. But we gave out a penalty, not the mistake didn't come from just a mistake. It's a mistake trying to prevent him from crossing. Do you get? So he defends Konate, which we all know that, brother, there was no need to go to ground. The guy was already falling down, right? So that was one. Then the next one, he talked about set pieces again. It's like the whole world we're tired of even hearing that at this point, right? So I don't know. He looks like someone that's giving up, like he's alone, and I don't know. That's the vibe I got from his post match. Anyways, AB saying it's his instruction. It is the instruction Maresca ball against Leeds. Maresca is to blame. Yeah, but we drew blank against Leeds. We drew blank against Bournemouth, right? That's a problem. So 2 games now, we've not been able to score. We did not even get a corner in this game, right? If Chelsea can beat the smaller teams, they can win the league. When they meet the big teams, they beat them, but small teams, they struggle. As far as Chelsea is concerned, I think no Chelsea fan, including myself, should come out and say we can win the league. I don't think we can, not even this season or next, right? Because the team lacks, we need a quality striker, defender, we need a quality defender apart from Fafana, right? So hopefully Liverpool is back. You see, Andy, yes, yes, yes. Oh my days, I watched that game. Okay, Chevy is off the life now. You see, Andy, Arsenal is going to collapse. Villa collected it today. Yes, I don't know how you guys felt about that game. I put the link in the chat. Anyone that wants to call and discuss, we can call in and we'll have a chat. But meanwhile, I'm the only one in the studio today. Arsenal. Hmm. I don't know whether to, the thing that pained me. Let's talk about Arsenal. Arsenal fans, come to the front of the line. Let's talk about Arsenal briefly. I watched that game, right? The Ateta has not learned his lesson, right? I don't think the reason I say that is because Eze has been since the absence of Odegaard, right? Eze has been playing as the 10, right? And we've been the only game that Eze did not perform as a 10 or did not do so well as a 10 was against Chelsea, right? But you can argue that even the other guys in the midfield did not play outstanding football, right? So he said, Andy, winning the league depends on Maresca. Didn't they tell us a few weeks ago? Didn't didn't they tell us a few weeks ago back City, a City were in crisis? Yes, that's it. It's left to the coach. I don't think he knows what he's doing, anyways. So back to us now, right? And why is it that this game, all of a sudden, you're using Odegaard as the 10, and you put Eze wide, left wide, right? So to me, I just felt like, nah, that doesn't seem right. And there was really nothing happening, right? Eze should, the only way Arsenal, and I'll say it again, the only way Arsenal is winning this title or even coming close, Eze has to play as a 10. Ateta has to forget about Odegaard. Odegaard comes from the bench. Yes, he comes from the bench. Because at the end of the day, you saw about Eze, you can say he's not performing, but he's not performing because you put him in left wing, right? Now, because Saka has a yellow card, Saka was the only or main outlet for us now. Odegaard was not doing anything. I would just see him giving balls over the top that wasn't going to get scored, right? The only outlet they really had in the game was Saka. Now, Eze is not playing as a 10, so he's not an outlet, right? You take off Saka because he has a yellow card. He's an attacker. He's an attacker. Just tell him not to go into any tackles. He's mature. He's a small player. He's not a young player. He's a mature player, right? Tell him not to go into any tackles. Just take people on, right? You take out your most potent attacker in Saka, right? Now, I know I kind of like understand Trossard. Trossard is nursing an injury. You bring him on after 55 minutes or so. Why don't you allow him see out the game? You take off, you take him off, right? You take him off at 85 minutes. You've killed that outlet. Anyways, Martinelli is not bad for Trossard, but I just feel like that substitution, is he not playing as the 10? If he wants to win this league and is serious, Eze has to be the 10, not Odegaard. Because he's been with Odegaard, he's been playing as Odegaard as his 10 for many years and he's not won the league. Give him something, put yourself in a different scenario. Right? You see, I think Arsenal has missed the impact of Gabriel and Saliba. Yes, their defense considered too. Exactly. Gabriel Saliba. I was even surprised. Timber tried today, but that second goal, Timber is not a defense. He's not his. He's a makeshift center back. Right? You just see him go to ground. They were all scrambling. It was Timber around when they collected the ball. Obviously, it's not his fault. He's on the floor. But if it's someone like Saliba or Gabriel, they will take care of that ball, right? So it's not anybody's fault that they're on injury, but they're using a makeshift defense of Ben White, Timber, Nkampie, and the other Italian boy. I've forgotten his name, Calafiore, right? Those are the people they are using. So I don't know. Apart from the makeshift, I know Isaiah you're saying talking about the makeshift defense, but apart from the makeshift defense, I just feel like Odegaard as a 10 is a no-no for me. You take off Merino, you bring in Gyökeres. Gyökeres is not any better. He didn't do better than what Merino was doing. Do you get? But Gyökeres is not the issue. I think the issue is Odegaard. Odegaard has to go to the bench. That's what I think. I'm not an Arsenal fan. Maybe Arsenal fans can call in. The link is in the chat. Call in and tell me what you think. If there's any Arsenal fan in the chat, tell us how you feel. Right? I'm not an Arsenal fan, but that's what I saw. Arteta needs to drop Odegaard. Forget about Odegaard. He cannot win you the league playing as the 10. Right? Use Eze, use someone else. Let him come on. Let Odegaard come on. His Odegaard is just so predictable. There's nothing special he's doing, which is the difference between him and Eze. You saw the game against Newcastle. Was it Newcastle where Martinelli ran? It was Eze. Eze picked out the pass. If it was Odegaard, they're getting a draw in that game, right? So many games this season where Eze has done something against Tottenham. The goals he scored, right? Martinelli being in those positions, we've not really seen he's not really clinical in terms of his finishing, right? So I don't know. I don't know. It's just a bit weird. Let's read some chats. Uh SSB saying Andy Arsenal is going to collapse. I don't know. I don't know if they are going to collapse. I just yeah, it's a weird situation, right? In terms of us now. Because now it's just 2 points. I expected City to drop point against Sunderland, but someone like AB predicted that City were going to win comprehensively. I think he even got the score 3-0, and it was 3-0. They showed the league how to beat Sunderland, right? So obviously City lost to Aston Villa, Arsenal lost to Aston Villa, right? So but Arsenal have played this first half of the season, they've played tougher games because they've played more away than at home. City's other half are going to be tougher than the first half. Do you get? Because most of the games they play in the second half will be more of away games than home games. City always they have joy at home, right? So we see what happens when they play Chelsea. I want to see them play Chelsea. Will they draw with Chelsea or will they lose to Chelsea? We see what happens in that game, right? But Maresca and his teacher, we don't know what's going to happen. So, mm, to be honest, 2 games, no goals, well dropped, which feels like why Aston Villa was. Where was Aston Villa? Aston Villa were in the relegation zone in the first 5 games of the season. Yes, they were in the relegation zone. They were even last on the table at a time. right? And Aston Villa is ahead of us now. Not just ahead of us, they're ahead of us with 5 good points. Five, right? So, and last season it was the same thing. When Maresca was in the championship, it was the same thing. In December, he just collapses, then struggles to win games. So I don't know. I don't think for Maresca, I don't think we can win the league with him. It's just my conclusion. The team is young. The manager is inexperienced. The inexperience is showing. Right, he's doing his best. It's not easy to be a manager. I'll tell you, because I'm a manager too. So it's not easy, right? But at the same time, for those guys that have gone ahead of us, we expect something. Yeah, they should be doing things better. If something is not working, try something different. Today, if not for Sanchez, he was good. And Fafana, that saw the difference between having Fafana as a defender and Fafana that was defending and winning everything, ground duels, aerial duels. We could have lost that game. We could have, right? We practically have no midfield. Rich James is the midfielder with Fernandez. Fernandez plays 90 minutes every 3 days. He plays 90 minutes. He's a player. He will get tired, right? So why don't you bring in someone like Santos? After 70 something minutes, take off Fernandez, bring in Santos, right? Bring in Santos and see what happens. But you want to use Fernandez for the rest of the game. You are still going to use Fernandez for your next game against Everton. He has to start. He'll play 90. Why didn't you rest him? You could have taken him off and bring in Santos, right? So say even Aston Villa are performing well. Yes, they're performing well. Kudos to them, guys. Let's like this life. If you are new on the show, please subscribe. We're on our way to 5K. If you want to call in to hear your thoughts, the link is in the chat. Let us know what you think, right? If you're an Arsenal fan, we'd love to hear from Arsenal fans. We'd love to hear from Chelsea fans too, because I just feel like today was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking for me. Liverpool fans, it was heartbreaking for them. 3-3 is bad, is even worse because I prefer a 0-0, and I won't say I prefer a 0-0, but because a 0-0 in last game you lost 3-0, it just shows that you can't score. That's a bad sign. We're not creating. Petrovic had nothing to do today. Nothing. That's the fault of the manager. He had nothing to do. So tactically, we're not good. Like we're not set up properly. Tactically, we're not set up in a way to create chances, or we're not just set the shots we gave Petrovic. Petrovic did I didn't see him make any. And Petrovic is not like he's an okay keeper because he was our former keeper, but he's not. Some of the chances Sanchez saved, if it was Petrovic, that one or two would have entered. Sanchez made at least 4 or 5 saves, right? So that's it. That's the fault of the manager. You talk about Liverpool, they scored 2-0. Like you should be able to defend a 2-0 against Leeds, right? I watched that game. Like you should be able to defend. See how the 2-0 you can, right? See how the 2-0. Konate has just been horrible. Like Liverpool. Anyways, and it goes back to the point I said about an slot. Like, what of if these guys they signed, most of them were just club signings, right? Because if Liverpool were serious, they should have signed Gehi. Finish the deal for Gehi early on. If you are insistent of having Gay, why leave Gay to the last minute of the season, or last minute of the transfer window? You are serious about Gay, sign him early. Now that Konate is shaky, you pair him with Van Dijk, right? But now you left it late, and backed into a corner. Before you knew it, they withdrew. Crystal Palace were just playing games. Adibin, you came early. This I want this defender. This is the deadline, or we walk away. They will sell, right? They have no choice. They will sell. I just feel like so Liverpool. I don't know. They didn't buy a defender. They probably needed the winger too. But we see for Liverpool fans. But now it's depressing. After the 3-3 draw, you now have Salah giving a statement. As if it cannot get even worse, right? As if it cannot get worse, it gets like more than worse, right? Salah, old guard, giving that kind of statements is really uncalled for. But anyways, do we want to talk about anything before I give my final thoughts? Anything on our minds? Arsenal fans, anything on your mind? Chelsea fans, anything on your minds? Let me know. So talk about it before I jump off. What do you guys want to talk about? Who plays tomorrow? Okay, good question. Let me check that. Who plays tomorrow? Tomorrow we have Brighton, not interesting games, anyways. Brighton, West Ham, Fulham, Crystal Palace. That's just yeah, just for the table, to be honest. Because if Crystal Palace wins tomorrow, Everton are even fifth. To show you how bad, how have the mighty fallen. Crystal Palace wins tomorrow and they go fourth. Chelsea drop out of the top four, rightfully so. Will become fifth, right? Sunderland lost, which is good. Liverpool drew eighth. Tottenham won, which I expected. Brighton plays tomorrow. If Brighton wins, no. So that's it. So Chelsea fans can just hope now. You need to hope and pray. What I'm thinking now is we need to hope and pray that Crystal Palace do not win tomorrow, because if they win Fulham, we're cooked. Yes, we're cooked. Ah, hi, is it how Everton win? Take us out. Yeah, you guys, Rich, you guys are, yeah, Leeds, they did a good job. I'm surprised at Everton, right? Chelsea play Everton next game. I think so. We play Everton, we play you guys. So blue against blue. We see who comes out on top, right? But he said Barry got his first goal for the club. Yes, I saw that. Really good goal. Happy for him. He's been working hard, so he deserves it. But to me, David Moyes has really done a good job, right? He talk about getting a 3-0 win against Nottingham Forest, right? They are not an easy side. They have a good team. Nottingham Forest has a good team. So, yeah, Konate is just, I don't know. Konate is he's garbage now. He's garbage. He's gone. He's gone. At this moment now, Liverpool need at least two defenders, because Konate is not just good. Like I complain about Tosin in my club, but I feel like Konate has done more wrongs than Tosin. But the difference between him and Konate and Tosin is that at least Konate even defends. He wins some ground duels. Tosin doesn't win any ground duels. It's only area duels Tosin wins, right? But Konate, at least he can still defend a bit. But Konate, the mistakes are just too much. The mistakes are just too much. Is one match Konate makes mistake, the next match his captain Van Dijk makes the mistake. So in this match now, Konate has made the match before it was Van Dijk. This match Konate, the next match it will be Van Dijk. So yeah, it's really crazy. Let's know what you guys want to talk about before I give my final thoughts. For Liverpool fans, I don't know. I'm just Says Salah leaving. Yeah, yeah, he's leaving. Yeah, but Richie, you're right. He's leaving because I don't see where a player makes such a statement and stays at the club. For you to come out and make that kind of statement is bold, right? Is bold. That's a bold statement saying someone yeah, the club is throwing you under the bus. Someone at the club is haunting you, wanting you to. Do you get what I'm saying? They asked you about your future. You were not definite about it. You said you never know. It's football, right? That's very generic statement to make. So yeah, Salah might end up leaving, but there are still other problems with the team. It's not just about Salah, right? They might just be throwing him under the bus, like he said, but he's part of the problem in sense that it's not part. I won't call it problem, but age, right? There comes a time where you begin to feel it as a sportsman. Your body can't take it anymore. Salah, as a winger, 33 years, he can't do that running he used to do, right? Why don't they play him as a striker, out and out striker, right? So I don't know. Depends on the club, but we're not even sure if Slot will not be sacked because rumors are from Indakaila that Gerard is ready to come in as a temporary manager, right? So I'm not sure Gerard will be any better, right? So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure Van Dijk could be any better, but yeah, yeah, Van Dijk. I say Van Dijk. Gerard wasn't good. He's never been good as a coach. All the jobs he's had, Aston Villa, he fumbled the bag. In Saudi, guys, Saudi, he fumbled the bag in Saudi. Gerard fumbled the bag in Saudi. So what are the guarantees? There are no guarantees that he's going to do anything in Liverpool. In the Premier League, is even worse, right? If you can't even make it in Saudi, then where are you going to even make it? I don't even think he can make it in the championship, right? So to give Gerard the job is ridiculous. Richie is saying Salah struggling over Jota. I don't like Richie. I We can understand that Jota is gone, but and they mourned him and everything, but you have to move on. You have to play. What would Jota want at this time? Would Jota not want them to play for the club and play for the badge? I don't think we can see Salah struggling over Jota. That would just be giving him excuse. We'll be giving him a pass, right? But I just think the age is catching up to Salah. That's the obvious thing. The age is catching up to him. Before even when he was much younger, Salah did not really used to track back, right? But he had the energy to run back if he wanted to. But now he doesn't even have the legs to. Last season he did some tracking back. He was running back. He was helping the team, right? But between last year and this year, he's increased it by 1 year, right? So which could be like, ew, ew. So we don't know. So yeah, I think yeah, it could be many reasons, but I think age is part of it for Salah, right? But that interview he gave just shows that he's probably putting the himself above the club or putting himself first before the club. You're on the bench, so what? You love the club. Doesn't mean you can come up from the bench. You get, but that's always the case with big players. It's the same thing with Lampard. I remember when Lampard was thrown to the bench. Obviously, you are a midfielder. You are 33 years of age. As a midfielder, remember that time, for Chelsea fans, Lampard, 33 years of age, midfielder. We all, the fan base, the coaching staff, everyone can see, brother, you do not have the leg to run. You are a midfielder. That's one of the hardest positions to play on the pitch. You don't have the legs to run, but if we put you on, you start the game. The team is struggling. If there's a counter attack, there's no hope for us. If we lose the ball, the recovery time is very low because we don't have people that can run, right? And Lampard put on the bench and decided to make a force, and it's always like that with big players, anyways. So yeah. So guys, if there's no other thing to talk about, I would give my final thoughts. If that's okay. I'll give my guys, if you are new on the live, please subscribe. We're on our way to 5K. Also like the live. We have about 12 people on the live. Please like the live. Everyone on the live, please like the video so that it gets shared, right? Um, yeah, yeah. Thanks, Richie. Final thoughts for me would be Salah. I just felt it's 3 games on being on the bench. You are going to AFCON next week or in maybe 1.5 weeks' time. Why don't you just suck it up? Even if for Brighton, go and show what you can do at AFCON, right? AFCON will have been an opportunity to show Liverpool, show the world what you can do, right? Less talking and more work on the pitch. You go to AFCON, you light it up. When you come back, you there's a possibility you bring that form back to Anfield, right? And the manager sees your performance at AFCON and wow, I'm like, they have no choice but to play you. right? Sometimes you just need that change of environment, change of scenery, right? You go, you light it up, you come back, you're full of confidence, bang on, boom, 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 you're going. So I just felt like this interview came too early, right? If he came from AFCON, he lit up AFCON, he came from AFCON and he was still on the bench, then he should have that interview. But maybe he's trying to force his way out in January. But I don't think staying on the bench will affect his World Cup hopes. Salah is going to go to the World Cup regardless, even if he's on the bench for 30, the remaining of 38 games. He's still going to go to the World Cup. Egypt are not going to drop him, right? They are not going to drop him. So yes, guys, thanks for joining the live today. For all you that came on the live, Lucky, Richie, AB, SSB, Dorcas, Isaiah, I see you. Yes, for everyone that were on the live today, I appreciate your love towards us and the stream and the channel. We are growing gradually, approaching 5K. So share the video with your friends, like the video if you've not already done so, and subscribe if you are new on the channel. I'll see you tomorrow. We're live every single day, 5:30 p.m. CST. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. And I hope Liverpool can resolve the Salah issue. We don't know.